A new teaser trailer for the Overwatch Lunar Festival has leaked on Chinese social media websites. The teaser shows off a few of the new skins, but most importantly, it looks like we might be getting a Capture the Flag mode added to Overwatch. Hey everyone, this is Dabacab, and in this video we're going to take a look at this new teaser trailer and see what's in store for Overwatch. But before I show you this trailer, let me just say that this is breaking news, so there is not a lot of footage about this. Unfortunately, the only video footage I could find is a screen recording of a computer screen. So the quality is going to be pretty bad, but bear with me. So first off, the video showcases a couple of the new skins. We've known for a while now that Mei, Diva, Reinhardt, Winston, Roadhog, and Zenyatta are all going to get new legendary skins, which we see in this video. But we also see two new skins which we hadn't seen before, which is a Mercy skin. It appears to be just purple probably because it doesn't have a complete overhaul, as well as a Symmetra skin, which I'm guessing is also a purple skin. And you know, by purple I mean purple rarity. They don't look like they're legendary orange quality skins just because they don't have a total rework. They look more like recolorings than anything else. Also, it's not clear if that's a new Tracer skin in the last clip. Unfortunately, the clip quality is too low to really know for sure. And besides, Tracer does have a skin with black leggings and green accents, so it could be that it's not really easy to tell in the picture. However, if this is a new Tracer skin, I just did a count and this will be her 437th skin that's been added to the game. One thing you may have missed is that it looks like they completely reworked Lijiang Tower for this event. The very first clip shows Chinese paper lanterns, which I'm pretty sure are new. Also, throughout the footage you see fireworks going off in the background. Now, it's entirely possible that Blizzard just added those fireworks just for the sake of making this trailer. However, I think it's much more likely that those are going to be a core addition to Lijiang Tower throughout this event. So I predicted in my last video that they're probably going to rework Lijiang in the same way that they reworked King's Row and Hanamura during the Christmas event. And what do you know, looks like I was right. And now on to the big news. Let's talk about Capture the Flag. So right off the bat, I can't help but notice that this clip looks like it came from Lijiang Tower. I can't tell for certain because the footage is so grainy, but it really does look like Lijiang, and that's really surprising to me because I would assume that if they wanted to add a new game mode, Capture the Flag, that they would create a new custom map specifically built for Capture the Flag. Because Capture the Flag has certain sort of restrictions and requirements that sort of necessitate a special game mode. I mean, generally speaking, in Capture the Flag, you have two opposing bases that are mirrored on opposite sides of the map, and teams have to fight their way across to get to the flag and then take it back to their own point. So it seems really strange to me that they would have Capture the Flag on Lijiang Tower. That makes me think that maybe this isn't Capture the Flag mode. Maybe this is something else, or maybe it's just like a brawl where it's temporary. But even then, it seems really bizarre to me that they would not create a custom map for Capture the Flag. That's pretty weird. So my theory, I don't know if this is right, but my theory is that this game mode is going to be a brawl that's just going to be alive during the event, sort of like the May Snowball Offensive or the Halloween event with Junkenstein. So they're not really too concerned with perfect balance or creating a custom map. They're just more interested in creating a quick and easy brawl that they can throw out. So what I'm assuming that they're going to do is sort of repurpose Lijiang Tower, kind of like how they repurposed Eichenwald. As you'll recall, Junkenstein's Revenge just has a part of Eichenwald map that they just sort of chopped away and turned into its own custom map, so they didn't have to like spend a whole lot of time creating a brand new map. I'm guessing that's what they did for Lijiang Tower as well. I think they took Lijiang Tower, they just messed with it a little bit, they changed around a couple of features, and then they created a new brawl that's going to be live during this event, and apparently it's going to be Capture the Flag. What's really interesting about this apparent news, I mean, like I said, it's possible that everyone's misinterpreting this clip, but a lot of people seem to agree that it's probably Capture the Flag. Anyways, what's really interesting about this is that they specifically said, Blizzard has said, that they aren't very keen on Capture the Flag. I remember before Overwatch came out, I was obsessed with this game. I mean, I'm still kind of obsessed with it, but I was watching every single clip from Blizzard I could get my hands on. And I remember watching a clip of Jeff Kaplan talking about the game, and he was discussing how they actually tried out Capture the Flag in the past, and they really struggled with it because the asymmetrical hero design made it very, very difficult to balance the game around Capture the Flag. I mean, as you When you think of capture the flag, there's one character that comes to mind, which is Tracer. I mean, how can any team even begin to compete with a Tracer? I mean, there are some things you can do, right? You could, if there's only one entrance and exit, you could have a Mei to block her off. But even then, that's not going to stop the recall. She just blinks in, grabs the flag, and then recalls out. You could have a Junkrat put traps on the point, so at least then someone else would have to get there before the Tracer. But even then, that seems like it'd be pretty easy because you just have a Genji dash in, trigger the mine, then the Tracer blinks in behind him, picks up the flag, and then recalls out of there. I mean, I just don't know how you can balance capture the flag in Overwatch. It really seems like the game would be Tracer capturing the flag by herself, while her 5 teammates run around trying to kill each other and not really being useful, with the occasional exception of a Junk trapping the Tracer and getting the flag back. Of course, it's also possible that if this is a brawl, they specifically tuned it around that, which means, you know, maybe it's 6 Tracers versus 6 Tracers. Maybe it's 3 Tracers versus 3 Tracers, you know? It's hard to say. Overall, I'm pretty excited about this because this could be the first step towards new game modes. I mean, I don't mean game modes in terms of like the game modes they have in Brawls. I mean a new, completely different game mode, like the kind that you see in most other FPS games. I think this Capture the Flag mode has some really interesting implications for the future of Overwatch, because it might indicate a shift towards more conventional FPS game modes. Let me explain what I mean by that. Right now, Overwatch is divided into 2 basic game modes. You've got arcade mode, which is where you've got all the fun, goofy, not serious stuff. Then you have the more serious game mode, which is quick play and competitive, which is entirely objective based. What's important about that is that Overwatch is kind of unique in that most other FPS games have a variety of game modes that are not always objective based. Common examples are Capture the Flag or Deathmatch, which basically racks up points every time you get a kill, and then the team with enough kills wins the game eventually. Blizzard specifically designed Overwatch not to focus on team deathmatch. They said they didn't really like what it did with the game. It kind of felt like you weren't really playing on a team. You were just sort of like everyone was just running around on their own trying to get kills. Basically, whenever you came across a teammate, you just be like, oh, hello there, teammate. I'm not supposed to kill you. I'm supposed to kill someone else. And then you would just part ways. Most games would probably devolve into a bunch of Pharahs and Reapers and Soldiers and Genjis running around trying to get kills, while supports are left in the dust and tanks are struggling to catch up to everybody else, as it just turned into this sort of chaotic, every man for themselves brawl. And I mean, that's got its own appeal sometimes. It kind of is better for like the loner who likes to make big plays, but it doesn't really encourage team dynamics, coordination, teamwork, things like that. So that's why they went towards objective-based gameplay. Capture the Flag, though, is different. Capture the Flag is another objective-based game mode that really encourages flag carrying. However, Capture the Flag mode is a little bit different from the current competitive game mode, because Capture the Flag is more about focusing around one character, right? The flag carrier. So the game mode would focus on getting the flag to a really fast character like a Tracer or a Genji, or a really tanky character like Winston or Reinhardt, and then just escorting the flag back to the point. So a Capture the Flag mode would definitely encourage a lot of team coordination, which is the type of thing that Blizzard wants to see for Overwatch. They like that type of teamwork. The question is, can they figure out a way to balance Capture the Flag around the heroes such that characters like Tracer and Winston aren't just the absolute kings of the world? You know, I mean, why would you... I can't imagine playing Capture the Flag without Tracer, Winston, and Junkrat. I mean, they seem like must picks every single game without exception. And then if you don't have all 3 of those characters, then you're 100% going to lose. Because Tracer would be the best flag carrier in the world. Winston would be the second best flag carrier. Also, he's the only other character who has any chance of chasing down a fleeing Tracer who has the flag. And then you've got Junkrat who could trap up the flag, so you've got a little bit of protection against Tracers. So I'm kind of hoping they figure out a way to balance this. There's obviously a couple things they could do. They could make it so that when you get the flag, you can't use any abilities for the first 10 seconds. They could make it so the flag carrier is extra slow. They could make it so that if you have the flag, your cooldowns are doubled. These restrictions would really put a hinder on characters like Tracer. Like if they made it so that if you get the flag, you can't use any abilities for 10 seconds, that would really restrict Tracer from blinking in, grabbing the flag, and then instantly recalling back halfway through the map. A lot of these restrictions would really encourage tankier characters to get the flag, because if abilities are restricted, movement are restricted, you want to put the flag on a really resilient, tough character. That in turn would encourage teamwork, because you would want a Reinhardt with a shield up to protect the flag carrier. You would want a healer who can heal the person. You would want DPS to kill people trying to kill the flag carrier, things like that. So that would really change the team dynamic and bring teamwork back into it. I don't know, it's hard to say from just a 1 or 2 second clip. Anyways, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Do you think capture the flag is possible in Overwatch? Can they conceivably balance capture the flag so that it's fun and balanced to play and that you don't need a tracer 100% of the time? Also, what are your thoughts on these skins? A lot of people are complaining online about how the characters who have gotten skins have already gotten a bunch of skins in the past. Like Mei has gotten a bunch of skins, Winston's gotten a bunch of skins, Reinhardt's gotten a bunch of skins. Meanwhile, characters like Symmetra and Hanzo, I don't think they've gotten a single new legendary skin since release. And meanwhile, these other characters are getting like 2 or 3 legendary skins. So there are some disgruntled mains out there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear them. And thanks for watching. Dabacab out. Hey everyone, this is Dabacab, and this is my review of the Rosewill RK-9300 mechanical keyboard. Here's the keyboard itself right here. Now before I get into this, let me just do a quick disclaimer and say that Rosewill, they sent me this keyboard, but they didn't like incentivize it past that. They're not like requiring I do a good review, so all this is fairly objective and unbiased. They just sent me the keyboard and they wanted a review. And luckily, my brother came to visit me this weekend, and he has never used a mechanical keyboard. So I used it, and then when he came, I let him use it so we can have a sort of first-hand view of mechanical keyboards. And here's my setup over here. I have a mechanical keyboard. I've been using one for a while, and I've got to say, I love mechanical keyboards. This part has nothing to do with Rosewill computers. If you've never had a mechanical keyboard, they're awesome, and I will show you why they're awesome. So this, here, I can pop this off, theoretically. Here, I got this one off, it'll be a little bit easier. Alright, so you got the button here, and this is kind of out of focus. Yeah, it's having a hard time focusing on that button. So, like, you press down, and in conventional keyboards, the actual button press doesn't happen until it goes all the way down to the bottom. That's how conventional keyboards work. But with mechanical keyboards, it happens part of the way down, like at about here. So basically, what ends up happening is with the mechanical keyboard, you execute your button press a fraction of a second sooner, because it's like right here, you actually execute your command as opposed to here. So it's like it happens and then it goes all the way down. So you shave off a fraction of a second, which isn't a big deal. Like a fraction of a second isn't like totally game changing, but those tiny fraction of seconds do add up. They do make a slight difference. So mechanical keyboards feel very responsive. They're very I guess, I don't know, they're nice. What do you think, Wesley? Like, what's your assessment? He's been using a conventional keyboard. I told him to try this thing out. What's your thoughts? You've never used a mechanical keyboard before, right?
Sure. So I've always been of the opinion that the fancier gaming keyboard and mice, etc., were all talk. I had a $5 mouse and a $20 keyboard, and that was about it. I recently got a much nicer mouse, and I'm trying out this keyboard, and it is very nice. The keyboard itself feels very sturdy. It's nice and heavy. It feels very durable, which is nothing more than just something that feels nice, but nevertheless it does contribute to the overall feel of the keyboard. The depression of the keys feels very nice. It is the keys are very responsive. I like feeling the switch about halfway through.
The switch, he means the friction point.
Yes.
This is red switches, right? Cherry red switches, I think.
So.
And you can feel the friction point part of the way down. Actually, you might be able to hear this. Let me move the microphone really close. Maybe you can hear the button press. I'll try and do this. You can hear sort of a click part of the way through. Let me move over to my other keyboard. I have no idea how well those sound. I might have to edit that part out. Anyway, so yeah, you have that tactile response. You can feel it when you depress the button, which is, I guess, a personal taste. But really, that's one of the nice things about mechanical keyboards is you can get whatever switch you want. So if you like to feel when the button press happens, you can get that switch. But if you like the sort of no tactile response, kind of squishier keys, you can get whatever switch I have, which I think is brown or blue, I forget. The other thing I gotta say that I really like about this keyboard is, as you can see, the buttons pop up out of the bottom of the keyboard, as opposed to conventional keyboards where like there's the keyboard and then like the keyboards are like the keys are like pushed down into holes. So it's way easy to clean. Like if you wanted to clean this, all you have to do is just pop out all the buttons and just like, just pop out all the buttons and just like run a rag around all these. And since there's no holes for anything to fall into, it'd be totally easy to clean. The buttons pop out, they're not like locked in. It's just a plus. So it's just a plus, like it's really simple. So cleaning this would be super, super simple, which I like because, you know, gamers always eat nachos and Mountain Dew and things spill everywhere, right? Doritos and Mountain Dew, that's what we're known for. Yeah, I'm with Wesley. The keyboard's nice and sturdy. Like I think this is made out of, is this metal or just like a really dense plastic? It's cold. It feels like metal.
I think it might be metal.
It might be like aluminum or something. I'm not sure, but it's nice and sturdy. It doesn't really move around. We got a really nice gaming mat too, so that helps to stabilize it. But it's really sturdy. It doesn't move around. The buttons are very responsive. We gotta talk about the light though.
Yeah,
we gotta talk about it. Wes, come over here and do this while I hold the camera.
So the light is this is the dim setting.
Yeah, well, let me show you. This is the dimmest light setting on this keyboard. You might be seeing some flicker on my camera. That flicker doesn't show up in real life. That flicker is only just because that's how cameras work. But by comparison, this is, I don't know what you can see. This is my other keyboard. My other keyboard is actually less bright than this Rosewill keyboard. My Rosewill keyboard is brighter than the keyboard that I have been using. And this is the lowest setting. Go ahead and do we need to get sunglasses first before we do this? Oh my god. It's like an alien spaceship has landed.
Top down.
It's it's bright. It's really bright. Like oh my gosh. This when I was like getting ready to do this video, I popped off a key and I looked down at the LED and it actually hurt my it hurt my eye a little bit. This thing is super bright. So the first thing we did when we popped this thing on was like, oh my god, how do we turn this thing down? So you can do a function and the down key?
Yes.
The function and the down key will turn off the light, and you can see the keys have this little, no, not this one. The keys have this little light symbol. So we had to knock this thing down in order to make it tolerable. But past that I like it. I don't even know if I would consider that a flaw, right?
No,
I mean, it's variable, so you get to control how bright it is, but I can't imagine anyone wanting the ultra bright setting.
Yeah, no, the dim setting is certainly suitable. The brightest setting, if you put on the brightest setting in a otherwise darkened room, you wouldn't be able to see anything just because it'd be so bright. But the dim setting is perfectly suitable.
So past that, what would you like? Okay, so having never used a mechanical keyboard,
Sure.
Would you recommend this keyboard? Would you do you now want to get a mechanical keyboard?
I would like one, yes. I haven't really used it enough to have a really strong opinion on, how it is over a long period of time. Of course, if you're playing Overwatch, for example, and you have those moments where you would have gotten away if you had, moved just a split second earlier, and those things happen. They happen in just about every single game that we play, and you just kind of brush it off. But you know, those moments that do happen, they do add up, and so I think it would be nice. I would like to have one, but
This is okay. This is I discovered one problem that I actually have with this keyboard. The first and only problem I've ever discovered, I actually just discovered it now, is I like it when keyboards have a one-hand volume button. And with this keyboard, the default setting is you have to hold down function, which is over here. They don't have a function key on the left side. And then you have to do F2 for volume down or F3 for volume up. So like a one-handed press is kind of hard to do. So it's a little bit tricky to do a one-handed volume change, which I really like that feature in keyboards. So I'd say that's the one and only flaw I've come across. So past that, I think it's a pretty solid keyboard. I like the weight. I like the keys stick out, so it's super easy to clean. Yeah, I like this keyboard.
it's nice.
I would use this. I would absolutely use this.
Yes, it's a nice keyboard.
Anyways, so thanks to Rosewill for sending this, and thank you to my special guest speaker, Wesley, aka Perry, who you may see on my streams.
Yes.
So yeah, if you want to know more about this keyboard, I will put a link in the description. Thanks for watching. Dabakeb out.